Hi all, this is Skate, and this is a very quick, short sneak peek at the new ISU-122S. Now let's start by saying, wow, it looks amazing. And it's easily one of the best, accurate looking tanks Wargaming have brought in. It's missing a track cover on the front right, it's missing a track cover on the back left. It's got plenty of equipment on it, so it looks like a used tank. It's got stereotypical white Russian paint all down the side of it. It is epic. Oh, of course, and how can I forget, it hasn't got one Russian log, it has two Russian logs. And it's not Russian if it doesn't have a log. So, where I don't detest things like Dracula, Helsing, things like, okay, I'm not a big fan of the looks of Helsing, at all, actually. But I don't hate the idea of them being in-game. But, for me, I much prefer this sort of premium. For me, this is it. I'm on dead rail, in the snow, in a tank which is built in Russia to go through the snow. What more could I actually want? This is what Blitz should all be about for me. Oh, and before I forget, I mentioned the Russian log. A lot of people don't actually know what the Russian log is for. It's very simple, actually. When you're stuck in the snow, or you're stuck in mud, you take your log off, you put it in front of the tank, just in front of the tracks, and you pull forward onto it, and it obviously helps to get them loose. That's it. Simple as that. It's cheap, there's plenty of it around. Problem solved. And for those who don't know, the ISU-122S is a legitimate, historically accurate tank. These things actually went into service between 1944 and 1945. And I'm so happy to have this in the game. It's historically accurate. But this video does need to be short, so I'm not going to bang on about how it's historically accurate, blah 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 blah. But it's good. That's what you need to know about in this game. It is very, very, very good. At the time of making this video, Wargaming informed me there's a small chance certain stats could be changed before this gets released, and as a result I can't go into too many in-depth details on what the stats are at present. But the key thing is this is an ISU, not an SU, and it's tier 7, not tier 8. And gun-wise, it is carrying the 122D25S Mod 1944. That is a tier 8 gun which packs a punch. Obviously we all know what the 122 is like. This one though is not your standard 122. It's called the Mod 1944 for a reason. It's better. And this is not the same 122 you will get on the SU 12244. If this thing stays the same way it does now, it makes the SU 12244 look like a pussycat when it comes to DPM. And in its current form, it is producing 3,500 damage at tier 7. That's just nuts. In perspective, the SU-12244 produces over 1,000 less DPM a minute. This tank also has 2 degrees more gun depression and a bigger gun arc than the SU-12244. So, basically it has a considerably better gun. Look how much quicker, or how quick I pull apart this T-44. Literally going shot for shot. It's a bot, so it's just shooting at my mantlet like an idiot, but you can still see how quick he's been torn apart. Now to get such a fantastic gun, with much better accuracy, better aiming time, huge amounts more DPM, you sacrifice armor, and you sacrifice speed. But this thing is designed to be played at range. That being said, if you find yourself in a one-on-one situation, as long as it's not a medium that you let get behind you, you will literally pick it apart. So if you are a fan of historically accurate tanks and you are a fan of the SU line, this is an absolute must. And, in case you haven't noticed, this is part of the Berlin range. What that basically means is if you bought yourself the IS-2, there is a Berlin skin literally on its way out. A lot of people have already received it. Obviously you got to pay for it, but it's a damn good looking skin. And like I said, my biggest selling point, or the biggest selling point for me, is it is historically accurate. Or it looks the part, it looks historically accurate. It's probably not pinpoint, but it's not pink and colourful. It looks like it should. And couple that with Rudy, you have yourself the full 1944 setup of Russian tanks, which is just epic. The only other thing missing from that lineup then is a Cromwell B, but obviously that's British. I'm just looking at the 3 Russian ones here. So I can tell you hands down, before this even comes out, I will be buying this on my normal account. But to be honest, even if it was a bad tank, which by no means it is, it's a very, very good tank, I'd probably just buy it because of how good it looks. I'm a raging tank nerd though, so something that looks the part like this, it's a must-have for me. It's just a huge added bonus that is absolutely a brilliant tank with a brilliant rate of fire, brilliant accuracy. I mean, you can see the accuracy. Granted, I'm shooting at the side of a Tiger who's side-scraping. It's a bot, so he's accidentally side-scraping, but he's still side-scraping. But look at the accuracy and the rate of fire. You can see how small the recycle is on it. And it does make money very respectably. And that's pretty much where I'm going to wrap this video up for now. When this tank is actually officially out, I do intend to make a full review of it. It's pretty much the same as you'd play the normal ISU. I think the mobility on this is slightly better than the ISU. It definitely traverses quicker. It hasn't got as high top speed, but for me, I'm quite happy to sacrifice a higher top speed for the sake of traversing a non-turreted tank destroyer. I hope you've enjoyed this quick look, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.